Hello and welcome back to the Blackford Book Club again on the banks of the River Severn with the oldest iron bridge in the world as a perfect backdrop. So without further ado, long live the King, the Egyptian King! Liverpool 1, Brentford 0. On a day the country celebrated the coronation of a new king and cheered him through the streets of London in a solid gold coach. A solid gold coach! 100 plus miles away in the Socialist Republic of Liverpool, the faithful made their voices heard by anointing their very own king, an Egyptian king that has long since been taken to their red hearts. Mo Salah's 13th minute goal was not only enough to secure Liverpool's 6th consecutive Premier League win, and by an aggregate of 17 goals scored against 7 conceded, it was also the occasion of the coronation of a century of goals for the current king at Anfield and in front of his most dutiful supporting subjects. The evening's other century maker came at the other end of the fields of Anfield Road in the guise of their Brazilian goalkeeping custodian with the most magnificent of beards, Alisson Becker. The Brazilian's blemish-free evening ensured he racked up his 100th clean sheet for the Reds in a game that threatened to come to the boil in a competitive first half, but rather fizzled away in the second. In truth, the Reds of Liverpool only really played for the opening third of the game, where they were back to their old selves, niggly, competitive, and most of all physical. Ibrahima Konate, Virgil van Dijk, Cody Gakpo and Darwin Núñez were all to the fore with feisty challenges that ensured the visiting Bees of Brentford knew they were in for a game. Salah's bundled home effort on 13 minutes kept a dominating first quarter of an hour from the Reds. They go on to comprehensively control until the half-hour mark when, as with Tottenham Hotspur just 6 days ago, they simply stopped playing. But with Brentford only going close with Ivan Toney's 38th minute free kick that fizzed just wide of the goal, they rarely if ever threatened to dirty Alisson Becker's impending century-making clean sheet. Brian Mbeumo's 40-minute breakaway goal was, in the beautiful vernacular of football, chalked off by the ugly eye in the sky of VAR, and rightly so for offside, and the visitors from West London rarely posed a real attacking threat from there on in. The same accusation could be levelled at a Liverpool team who themselves were rather powder puff in attack. Darwin Núñez should have scored from a delicious curled through ball from Trent Alexander-Arnold on the half hour, and it was the young Liverpudlian who forced the only real save from visiting goalkeeper David Raya with a rasping drive with 13 minutes remaining. Aside from this, the second half was rather a non-event, but the shrill of the fussy and dreadful Anthony Taylor's whistle at full-time signalled the second 1-0 home win in 4 days, and the third win inside 6 busy footballing days for the Reds of Liverpool. All hail the King, the Egyptian King. Although the Reds have played 2 games more than both Newcastle United and Manchester United, the gap is now just 1 and 3 points respectively, and one can only hope when remembering that a certain Manchester United manager once remarked that the only way his side could eclipse that of the all-time king of Anfield Road, Kenny Dalglish, the team he managed would have to do a Devon Lock of horse racing fame and fall flat on their face when streets ahead and the finishing line in sight. One can but hope. Chasing the impossible and a sword of Damocles here in beautiful Ironbridge on the banks of the River Severn. And I leave you, as I always do, in peace and in solidarity. And I truly and sincerely thank you for watching. Peace, everyone.